We're a company that essentially allows homeowners, well, assists homeowners to save money by switching to renewable energy, right? So what does that mean? That means that we're taking customers' bills, and here in California specifically, where our base market is, we're saving homeowners between 30 and 40% on their electric bill, right? All we're doing, we're not selling them anything. It's not we're not selling them solar panels. All we're doing is essentially swapping their electric bill with their utility with a solar system, right? And with that, customers do not need to put out money. They like I said, they don't need to buy the panels. They don't need to worry about the maintenance. The only thing they need to be worried about is paying their electric bill, which they already do with their bill, right? Which they already do. They're already paying their utility company every single month. The only thing that we're doing is switching them from that and giving them a cheaper alternative to purchasing their electricity, right? We're kind of giving them ownership over it. Specifically, this position I don't like to call it an entry-level position because it's not really. It's actually one of the most crucial parts of the company, really. What it is you're going to be doing essentially, we're setting up appointments for the closers to do in-home visits, right? To set in-home appointments and have the closers go out to the customer's house and get them to sign up for solar. Like I said, there's no money that exchanges hands. All this is just an exchange of information, right? The company who pays for these people to go solar, right now we work, if you guys have heard of Sunrun, right? So essentially, if you go into Costco or if you go to Home Depot, you're going to see Sunrun there as well, right? Now, their model is they get customers that walk in through the door, right, and are shopping. The difference is that what we're doing is we're taking customers who maybe have heard about solar in the past, and they were looking for more information to make the switch, right? And we're essentially facilitating that through the phone. So what we have is we have a dialer that kind of does this, right? It kind of you're just receiving calls essentially, right, nonstop. And it's a whole system that's it's from your computer, from your home, right? We basically manage all the IT support and everything, so we have a whole team of people that'll get you synced up with our system, should anyone if you decide it's the right fit for you. So we have right now two different shifts, so to speak, right? We have Monday to Thursday. We don't do Monday to Friday. We like to do kind of 4-day work weeks, so to speak. So going from Monday to Thursday, from the shift starts at 10 a.m. and it goes to 7 p.m. for the Monday.
Is that a Pacific time? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that a Pacific time?
Yes, this is all Pacific time. So most of the homeowners, well, all of the homeowners right now for this campaign specifically are going to be in California. This is a 100% California campaign, right? So these are all customers that are in California. Customers are in California. So we do have other campaigns right now. We're working on one in Texas, right? And that's actually what that's another thing that we're working on as well. So, but this position specifically is for the California campaign. The weekend shift that we like to call it, it's the Friday to Sunday, and that starts also at 10 a.m. but it ends earlier, ends at 5 p.m. It ends 2 hours earlier than the Monday through Thursday shift. So just to recap, kind of all we're doing is we're assisting homeowners switch from their high utility bill rates with the utility companies and switching to solar, right? We're just switching one for the other. Like I said, they're already paying a bill. We're just switching the way they pay for it. Any questions so far?
The 10 o'clock shift. Sorry.
Go ahead, Peter.
Yes.
The 10 o'clock shift. It goes from 10 o'clock until. I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Sorry. So there's two. Like I said, there's two shifts. There's Monday through Thursday that starts at 10. It ends at 7 p.m. And there is you have a 2-hour break there, right? You don't need to be 100% logged in, but the whole how it works out is like you get a 2 hours, right? So it's like a lunch and then breaks. This is not, so one thing, this is not a W-2 position. This is a contractor position. So we cannot tell you which hours specifically that you have to be working, right? So we say, we're open from, 10 to 7, you can take 2 hours within that time. And, and that's how we do that from Monday to Thursday. The Friday to Sunday, that's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's 2 hours shorter. This is all on PST time.
I have a
the-
question. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so the intent of the position that we're discussing today is around grabbing information from the aggregate of people that submit their information in a Costco, in a on-site location, and then we are following up on that and trying to set up conversations for the closers, as you put it.
Yes. So correct. Yeah. So we get it from all different sources, right? Not just Costco, right? We get it from all over the place, right? So in the first week, you're going to be essentially you're essentially going to be opening, right? You're going to be opening opportunities for the SP1s, meaning we call that salesperson one. They are the persons that are kind of the name of this position. It's called SP1, means salesperson one. They're the main role for the SP1, like I said, is to schedule appointments for the closers, right? So you have the openers, you have the SP1s, and then you have the closers. So this actual position, this position is also in Mexico. The difference is that specifically, this is what's called self-generating SP1. So essentially, you're also going to be taking calls as well from homeowners and kind of gauging their interest, right? Because oftentimes a lot of these homeowners, they filled out this information a while ago, so they probably don't even remember, right? So we're just kind of like, helping them. We're helping them kind of remind them like, hey, solar, have you looked into solar, right? Because most of the time they have looked into solar. So that's kind of one of the questions that we ask them, from the very beginning, right? So we our whole intent is to kind of qualify them, get a utility bill. So it's the whole process here is to just qualify the customer for the closer. Does that make sense?
Yep. I know that it's all remote, so I guess 2 questions are: do you do any like remote estimating? Like, are you looking at their roof, seeing what is facing northwest, southeast, looking at piping, looking at other skylights, things like that, in order to grab that estimate? And then also, are you guys looking for SB2 opportunities right now, or are you just looking to fill SP1s for the campaign that you guys are running out?
Our best closers were really good SP1s. So this role kind of sets you up for the closer position, because ultimately, like a part of the ad was, there is upward mobility. So the intent is to get, to do virtual closes, right?
Cool.
Because I mean, this position is virtual, so the natural step towards this will be doing virtual closes.
Very cool. Right on.
So, but yeah, we have a very robust system. Like, from the beginning, we have an install partner that they actually do go out to the customer's house, take the measurements, we build the plan sets for them. Essentially, we're kind of all in one. We take them from the very beginning to where like, maybe, I've heard of solar, right? To the full installation, like, our partner pulls the permits and everything. Everything is, 100% on the up and up.
Also, Aaron, to answer your question there too. So the SB2 also doesn't really deal too much with like the building the proposal and the operation. So you're not doing like the setbacks with that. What we do have is like a satellite view virtually on the dialer. So you can kind of see their roof and you can see what it's facing and a few things like that. And you can kind of qualify them based on the kind of roof that they have as well.
Right on. Cool.
Now, one thing that's probably in everyone's mind is, what's the payment, right? So I actually had the account.
Bring in payment. Violet has a question. We'll go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, Violet.
Yeah, is this a PPA or is it lease and purchase, but not finance and purchase?
So this is actually, so one thing that we do is that we give the customers an option, right? But the main product that we're doing is what's called a power purchase agreement and a lease, right? So that just means that the customer is not paying for the equipment. All they're doing is they're paying for the electricity that's produced by the equipment, right?
So they're not getting the investment tax credit, and the follow-up for that is what is the commission?
So, all right, so that's actually what I was going to discuss next. So essentially how we work. So in the beginning, when you're first coming on, we did say, so a part of the position is it is paid training, right? So the requirement is you show up to, training every day. So we have daily trainings and kind of feedback sessions. So it's very, there's a lot of, we have a pretty good culture, right? So everyone just really helps each other. So the first 2 weeks, it's a $200 base, right? For the first 2 weeks, kind of a stipend. That's just for attending the trainings, right? But the position is, it's fully commissioned, right? And let me give you an example here. Let me share my screen. Hold on a second. Hey, Ali, can you give me, I need to share my screen. All right. So I had them block it out, but this is, I had them pull a random month. So this is what we paid out in total to our American SP1s in May. So this goes from highest performing to lowest performing. So our highest performing SP1 in May, and this is a weekly snapshot. So this is what this person made in a week. This person right here, this is when you first start, right? You kind of work up to, because ultimately what you're getting paid on here is, is the installation, right? So it's going to take, maybe a week or two to get kind of a consistent pipeline of installs set, right? Because what happens is the installs takes approximately 30 to 40 days, right? So that's kind of like the average timeline for an installation. And so you essentially work up a pipeline and you get to these kinds of numbers, right? These are weekly numbers. So if you look at our mid-range performers, which is probably around like this area right here, like they're at least making, around $600, right? Between 600 and 2,200 bucks. That's what the average people are making right now. Now, one thing I will say is that we're not, we're in a position to where, we're not looking to hire everyone. We're looking to hire specifically people who sound, pretty good on the phone, right? So that's kind of what we're mainly after, which is one of the reasons why we have kind of like a revolving door, we have interviews every day. So we're a little selective on what we do, just because, the engine that we built, this marketing machine, because essentially we are a marketing company. This marketing engine that we built is pretty good. So
Is that paid by the kilowatt then, James?
Yes. So let me explain the kilowatt thing. So for example, let me make this bigger here. So for example, our average system size right now, 7 kilowatt system, right? Specifically 7.2. It's never going to land on specifically, 7 kilowatts, right? So 7 kilowatts means 7,000 watts, right? So in this case, 7,200, and that's in watts. That's in watts. Kilowatts, what does that mean? 1,000, right? So basically, we just, so from that we get 7.2. The commission for this is $150 per kilowatt, right? So let's see, what does that math come out to be? So 7.2 times 150, right? That's $1,080, and that's for one job. We pay out once a week on Fridays. So say, for example, you sold something today, they signed up, you get half of that, in the first week. Second half, you get upon installation of the system. So like I said, so this will be, for the first week divided by 2, it's like $540 for the front end, right? The way you get to up these numbers is you have multiple, if you're good, you get multiple of these, you get multiple sales, or your appointment becomes a sale, right? Your appointment becomes, that's the important thing. Making sure that the customer is qualified, right? And that they're, they got a really good grasp of, what we're doing. So it's easier for the closer to make that sale. So if they close that sale, then this is what the commission is. Like I said, paid one half up front, and the rest of it is paid on install. So, as like I said, it's $5,540 on the first half.
And
Anyway,
it is direct
How
deposit.
many transfers per call, per shift, would you estimate?
sorry, what was that?
How many transfers per shift?
So per shift right now, I think the average person is doing pretty good. They're getting between 2 and 3 a day.
I think he was talking about like calls coming in.
Incoming. I mean.
Oh, are you talking about calls coming in?
Mhm.
Oh, there's
Varies.
a lot. I mean, I've seen some people 50 plus calls is, I think it's between 30 and 50 calls a day is what I see the average.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also,
Those are inbound. You have 30 calls that would be coming to a number that we would be set up with.
Yeah. So these are all, so yeah, you're not making any of these calls. They're all coming to you.
And since they're gonna be self-genning, it'll be a little bit more, I'm assuming. James,
Yeah, so we're paying, so like I said, so we're, we also have weekly bonuses that we do for, performance, right? Kind of, first, second, third place. But yes, because you're self-genning, meaning that you're also, you're getting the customer interested and you're also pre-qualifying them, that's also an additional amount. And and those are bonuses paid also weekly.
And I'm sure that you have plenty of one call closes, people that call in, especially here in California, they have a $600, especially during the summer, $600 PG&E, SCG&E, SCE bill. What would you say typically is a sales cycle? And then what is the timeline from close to install? I think you may have just said that it was something like 2 weeks.
Yeah, from close to install, it's about between 30 and 40 days in California. It just depends if they need a main panel upgrade, meaning that their electrical box gets, they get a new one. So those always take a little longer because there's utility coordination. But if it's just a cut and dry install, I mean, installs are done in a day or two, and between 30 and 40 days is the average. But between the time that you talk to the customer and that they get closed, it could be the next day. They could be closed the next day, right? Because so essentially we have this calendar that just gets filled up with time slots, right? And those are the ones that's what you're going to be filling in, right? So you could, theoretically, if your customer closes tomorrow, that you get paid on that, this Friday. But today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So now on Thursday, appointment set today, they close tomorrow. Friday, you get paid for that, 50% upfront.
Right on. And then do you guys use, I think it's called Quick Mount for the mounting equipment, Quick Mount PV?
It depends what the customer has, what kind of roof they have. So we do all kinds of roofs, shingle, standing seam, corrugated metal, all that stuff.
Were you familiar with Sungevity when you first started in solar back in 2015?
Sungevity merged with who was it? It was some other company. They also went out.
Sunrun may have swallowed them up. So I was actually with Sungevity in 2013, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, there's been a lot of mergers
there in Oakland.
The Sunrun has been the only one that's been standing, and they are the main company that we work.
They're
with.
the bank,
Right? Yeah, we're the main company that they work that we work with, right? So it's a product that we sell.
Right on. Cool. Very cool.
Violet, stand up as well.
Hi,
Have a
Jane.
question, Violet?
Yes, so your training hours is from the 10 to 7?
Oh, the training hours.
Yeah.
So we have meetings every single day, right? And trainings every single day, and that starts at 9:30. So it's right before the shift.
And then also, I just want to make sure everyone's kind of understanding the pay before we kind of move forward. Is there any questions on that? On the front end, back end, the kilowatts, that all makes sense? Okay, perfect. So something we should also mention as well. So if you want to talk, James, about like the front end, back end, and making sure the cancellations and things like that, quickly explaining that so they can. There.
So one thing, obviously we need a bank account. We're going to be, this is a direct deposit. Sometimes, our closing rate is actually pretty good, between 40 and 50%. So, but there are some times that customers cancel after that. So all that happens is that say for example, you got the upfront. If that customer cancels at any point during after that happens, then we will debit that that amount back the following pay period. Because obviously, if the customer cancels, then we don't get paid, then we cannot pay out, right? So that's how that works.
You said that it's half on signing and half on install.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, so this kind of everything is geared towards like also becoming a closer, right? This is kind of how we start people off. This is the path that we start off. It's the self-gen. Usually it's the opener actually, and then you go to SP1, but this one's kind of like a hybrid position. It's kind of both at once. So you kind of move faster towards the closer position through the SP1, through this SP1 self-gen.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, James. And so we are closing appointments. And so then no payment would come through until your SB2 or our SB2 closes that deal and gets that signed.
Correct.
Essentially, we're piquing interest. We're qualifying them that their bill is high enough, that the roof has enough space. XYZ, and then we're handing that off, setting an appointment at a later time. Is it a direct transfer to an SB2, or is it we're looking at their calendar and saying, great, James, we'll call you Thursday at 9 o'clock. And then you're managing the sales cycle from there. And whenever you close it, we get half of the kilowatt size.
So it's actually, so yeah, it's not a live transfer to the closer. It is, you schedule an appointment. So we have two options.
Because you go on site.
Correct, yes.
All right.
It's-
Gotcha.
And the reason for that is because our highest conversion rates are while we're in home with the customer, right?
Sure.
So that's why we do it that way. Kind of like the virtual is kind of like secondary, like we still close those, but just at a lower percentage. We have all the data, to back all this up. We've been doing this, this specific stuff, we've been doing it for a little over a year now. And it's been working.
Great.
Well, just a few things like equipment wise, because I don't want us to forget. So of course, good standing Wi-Fi, a computer, laptop, and then a headset is required for the position. So just want to make sure everyone's aware of that prior to.
So when does your next training class begin?
So this is kind of like the first thing, right? So what I'm gonna give you guys here via email, I'm gonna send you guys a whole training packet. What that training packet's gonna have is just a lot of it's gonna have recordings from previous, from good SP1s, right? Kind of give you an idea of what the flow is. We have it's a ton of reading material. Finally have the script. So that script is where we're gonna be basing a role play off of them. And as soon as you tell me you're comfortable moving forward with the with the second step, meaning you kind of audition for for basically learning the script, you audition for it during one of the meetings that we have. And after that, if everything sounds good, then you're offered a position, and then you're from that step there, then you will attend daily trainings.
And that's at 9:30 before your actual.
Right. So correct. So our trainings are every day at 9:30 for the SP1s, and that's where that would happen.
Pacific time.
Pacific time. Yep, it's all Pacific time right now because I'm specifically in California, and all of our customers are in California as well.
Would you say, and just, I think that we're kind of ready to wrap it up. So how many SB2s are there, right? So what is the backlog on setting an
I'll tell you guys.
appointment? We have interest. They say, great, this sounds awesome. When can I see James? And we're like, okay, you can see him in September, or is it we can get him out there in 3 days, 2 days, 2 weeks?
So it is actually, it's within 72 hours. So whenever we set an appointment, we try to, it's kind of like hot potato. We don't let it get
Of course.
right. So we do everything to try to make everyone make money, essentially, right? It's everything happens quickly. So we don't want to leave anyone hanging at any point. And to give you an idea, so this is right now, this is an example of what these are our openers right here. This is actually a live view of our software here that we have. And this right here, these are where all the SB2s are. Right, this is kind of their section. So
I'd still be showing us the weekly.
Oh, sorry. I think
No
I'm sharing that portion. Hold on a second.
I was gonna say.
So I was missing something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our CRM is pretty simple to use. Basically, it will, based on the location that the homeowner is at, will attach it to the closer we have within that location. So it'll be pretty simple once you're picking that time.
Yes, and we have a training, like I said, we have a tech team that they support all of our SP1s and openers, but this is the view of our floor, so to speak, right? So these are all the openers right here. You see they're all on calls, right? And these ones right here are SP1s. Looks like a lot of them just got off of phone calls, and they're doing the notes. So we have a whole backend system called Scout, but I can show you guys as well. Do you guys still see my screen? Or is it still on? So this is kind of our software, our backend software that we keep track of all of our appointments, right? And all our customers as well. So this is the customer's information, their address, right? On the deal. And this is where like this SP1, right? These are all the people. This is the closer, SP2, who's actually is my brother for this one. If it carries the SP1, he's actually Ali, he's in Las Vegas, right?
He is in Las Vegas, yes.
This guy's one of our number ones. These guys are really good. Anyways, it's everything that we do is geared around training our, our employees. Because like I said, we want people to move up. So, once you're a closer, then you start actually making percentages based off of system sizes. Sorry, system prices. So in the price system, you make a percentage off of that. And I think right now we're paying 8% of the total system price.
We are, yes. Perfect. That's pretty good.
I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned make everybody get into the closer position, but that's in home. How are you gonna do it virtually if you make more money? A higher percentage of closers are in people's homes if it's virtual.
Well, we still offer the virtual because not everyone wants someone coming to their home
Okay.
nowadays, right? So, in those situations, we'll do virtual.
Gotcha. Okay.
We do have virtual closers. In fact, we have someone right now that has their own virtual team. He started off much like you guys. His name is Will. But now he's doing his own thing now. So he's generating his own appointments and closing his own deals. So he's kind of doing everything from A to Z, and he's making commission from A to Z as well.
Gotcha.
Yes. Any questions from Laura or anyone else that hasn't spoken?
I did have a question, but you kind of touched up on it already about, for example, if they don't want to do a PPA loan, do we have the option as well to offer them finance to own or pay cash, correct?
Right. Yeah. So it's really what's best for the homeowner. A lot of the reason we do this power purchase agreement and lease is because not everyone has the tax appetite for the tax credit. So this is a way for most people that don't have that to go solar and still save money.
Okay, but we're originally pushing a PPA loan to them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. James, do you want to stop sharing?
Yep.
And yeah, there was a Zoom user on here. I was going to ask what her name was, but I see she hopped off. So never mind. Basically, we only have 5 minutes left to this and it will kick us off. But what James is going to do is he's going to send out the script just to everyone, and it'll be via email. So we'll just have you send a recording back there, and then we will choose candidates based on that recording and kind of go from there with the next steps. Okay.
Thank you.
Check your emails. You're going to be receiving this the whole training packet, and so that'll have all the information that you need. Any questions, in fact, about our processes or the products that we offer, it's in that. It's a whole folder. So
Yes. So take the next few days to kind of just go over it and make sure that you are fully understanding everything, and you just don't try to rush it. Really make sure that you're understanding it before kind of sending anything back.
One last question. Now, once
Yeah.
you get comfortable and want to do this recording audition, if you will, when will you be available? Is it over the weekend or next Monday? When will you be available for that?
So so when you feel that you're ready, all you have to do is respond to the email that I'm going to send you, and then I'm going to send you the invite to the actual
Gotcha.
meeting so you can audition.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
James, if we have a self-generated lead from family or friends out in California, can we do that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
And-
yeah. Any kind of referrals that you guys do, there's extra space for that.
Okay, and how does the commission work on that? Basically the same?
Yeah, so essentially it'll probably be a little extra money per kilowatt, right? So we said it's 150, right? If you do, for example, if you get a referral that you basically start from the very beginning, so you probably get an extra, I think it's actually probably an extra $50 per kilowatt, right? So instead of making that 1,080, you're gonna make, so what is it? So it's 150 times, or no, sorry, it'll be 200 times 7.2. Yeah, it'd be say $1,400 instead of 1,080. So it's a little more money.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, this is going to kick us off soon, so we might as well kind of end it here. So
Okay,
we get-
well, it was nice talking to everyone.
yeah.
Same here.
I appreciate everyone showing up, and I look forward to hearing from everyone.
Bye for now.
Thanks.
James.
Bye.
Guys.
Golly.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, take care.